Today I'm trying to make this part out of this aluminium sheet metal. Should be an easy job, right? We'll see. I need two of these beams, and those are actually mirrored. This basic shape is same, but this paint goes to different direction. And I wanted to do only one tool, so I make the halves straight like this, and then make this paint by hand before welding. Yep. These straight sections is easy to bend, of course, but in here we have to shrink the metal, and this section needs stretching. This is still fairly easy shape, but we can make it much easier if we anneal these areas. Of course, aluminum is a bit difficult to say when it's hot enough, but we can actually see when it's in annealing temperature just by using some marker, and then we warm it up until the ink starts to fade off. Then it's warm enough. My torch is a bit difficult to get going because I have mistreated it a bit. But when I get it warm, it will work fine. Okay, that's enough. These straight areas and this where we're doing some shrinking, these areas are best to paint as evenly as possible, so little by little going all the way. Same thing, this evenly as possible, but the stretching area can actually benefit if we start to paint it like unevenly, because it starts to stretch right away. When we start to paint this, especially here, this to become beam starts to bend like this. So we need to secure it to the tool. Almost there, but not quite enough. This is still behaving very nicely. At some point it starts to form those, how do you call them, like high spots. Then we have to take the hard hammer and treat those. But let's keep on going. Okay, it went almost too easy. Actually, I made one of these halves without annealing. This is a dramatic effect what it has. Okay, it's almost done. We want to hammer this as tight as possible so that when we start to weld the pieces together, they fit nicely. It's almost there. Okay, this seems to be ready now. Okay, when we bend this, it's actually straightened the whole sheet. Or what is this now? Okay, let's start here, where we need that stretching. For this job, this is my weapon of choice. Okay, start. Now we can stretch the metal right away, like this. And it goes in very easily. And this we want to make this even, like this too. That's it. Here it is. Quite nice. We can use this tool to mark the trimming line for this half. If I just could remember this dimension. I want this beam half to be 13 millimeters wide. So I find the place where is the 13 millimeters? There it is. And now I can mark this line using this tool, so I don't have to drag and scratch the part like this. Okay, let's make it that it's at least 13 millimeters. Not too much to spare. Straight as an arrow. One to go. One more to go. 1 one more to make. This is an easy way to ruin this whole thing. This one is ready now. Okay. This second bend is missing still, yes. But let's make the other half to the same state. Then we make the bend. Now we have to really mind that we are making the opposite side and not the same. So marking in is correct. Annealing. I was thinking that should we secure this plate to the tool during annealing so it doesn't make that. What's the word? Can't remember now. Warping. Okay. This is our packing plate. Magic marks. Starting the torch, or warming up the torch. No more. Let it cool while we have this packing plate. No, I can't wait. It's warm. While. This time we are having these high spots, or these little high spots, but I think they go in with this block. And we don't need to use the hard hammer. It's always works perfect with these kinks, but it also leaves so much marking to the aluminium that I rather use this kind of soft tools if it's possible. I don't know if you see this, but we have some uneven area here. Just test with the hitting spool what that does. Will it even out or make it worse? Okay, I have held the block so that I have hit it with this corner. Well, it doesn't matter in these applications, but But have to be careful next time. Okay, that's enough. That's enough. That's enough. So this wasn't a perfect block. Yellow block. Block. Which way you want to see it? Would this be interesting? More. Oh no. Oh. Almost ruined it. Okay, this weapon of choice worked quite nicely, so I'm using this with this last one too. Okay, let's go. Like that. This is even enough. Like even bending a bit. But now this block is blocking us. This is not as much annealed as the first one. It feels much harder to shape, but it goes there, I'm sure. No need to anneal anymore. Right. Yes, I think it's ready. It's ready. All the hammering is ready. The shaping is ready. Maybe it's good idea to check if we ended up with the 13 millimeters or something else. Thirteen and a half. That's spot on with this. Okay, let's remove. There are some high spots. Some high spots here. I just quickly slap them down. This is actually handmade, so it's not critical if there's some indicators that it's handmade. And actually this is going to be in a racing application, so it doesn't matter how it looks, but at this time it's turning to be quite nice. Just some some more effort. This could be used in some show machine. Look how close this went. But that's fine. I still have that half millimeter there. So it's moving around a bit when this is formed, so it's not feasible to try to get this edge to the right place. Just leave some extra and trim it when it's formed, because it is moving. I'm glad it's not out inside here, so this is great. Ba 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 ba. This is not the best idea. It's really easy to get this angle grinder to jump out of the cut and drop it on the piece. Let's see if that happens with this one. We still have some way to go. Critical moment of truth. Is it fitting or not fitting? Actually, it's as perfect as it can be. Yeah. Another way, maybe easier way, would be weld these like this. At least I think with my piece of shit welding kit it would be much easier to weld like this, like lap joint, and not like this butt joint. But for some reason I choose to do this doing this the hard way, like usual, like everything. Okay. Now we still need the second bend, and I have to be really careful to get the bend in the right direction. It really needs some focus. Done. Okay. We have to bend it like this. Yeah. Was it like this? This like that. Should we check it? Yeah. Okay. And I might want to mark the best location or best fitment before I start to bend, because like it's not a miracle, it's going to give us some headache, of course. Actually, this is nice. We are going to see how much this shifts, because this one needs to be in place, and we are going to bend here. Alright. I'm going to make the inside piece first, because it's easier to bend the outer one and trying to match it this way. Actually, this is going to be used in a motorcycle swing arm bracing, and this is going to be beneath the swing arm, under the swing arm. On this side, but this beam is at the chain side, and I think it might be safer if I delay just a like centimeter this bend, so the chain is going to pass this. Okay, this bend stops here. I started here. But the length, roughly. I think it's like this. Okay. Let's slowly start to bend this area. Direction, is it right? I think it is. In this stage it's quite easy to shape this. But this can't be done after it's welded. It's not going to work. See, very steady. More. Should we? Can I measure this one and make some kind of like this kind of template? I have the drawing somewhere. Somewhere. Where? There. So I slowly bend the bend, and until I match this shape in my drawing. Yep. Oh. I figured out would it be when we have the shapes done and we start to weld and really fine tune the shapes. If we have this bolt here, could this be kind of some kind of helper guide? Oh, what in the hell? Maybe it needs larger holes. Oh, okay, now see what is going. Okay, this needs to be little bending. Went overboard. Okay. I think this is going to work when we are there. Yeah. Okay. Let's continue with the inner bend. More. Ding. 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 Dong. Bomb. Yeah. Too much. No. More. More. Once more. There. Okay. Now it has to be spot on. It has to be. No, it's not. More. Still more. Did I bend it to the wrong direction? Now it has to be. Maybe 1 degree more. But did I make this according to drawing? Yes, I did. Actually, this is that 1 degree off too. So, does it really mean that this is now perfect? Actually, perfect. Okay. This outer bend is going to be a bit more difficult because now we are again shrinking these flanges, and I'm not going to nail it. This is so small, this bend, but I think we are going to see those high, then what's the word? In sheet metal working, it's called God damn it, I remembered it just a moment ago. Maybe it doesn't matter. Okay. Now we see we have to start the bend just actually we start our bend from there, very slightly from there, and where do we end? Is it this point? Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. We'll see. Okay, what marking is what? Which is which? which is which. This is some spot there. Pompata. Like so, like is it this already? Is it? I'm tempted to just squeeze this together. Maybe it's the easy way. Let's use the difficult way. Pompata. It's not end of the world if it's going too far. It's very easy to bend back. It's bending quite nice. It doesn't make those what were those? See. Okay, now this is how we are. This is how much we are shifted this. Okay, let's bend just after that. That mark. Which mark is it? This one. Was it this one? Oh, that other one. Yeah, boy. Now I feel it. It's spot on. It's the only way. Like this. Just a bit more. Very, very, very small bit. And actually it goes some amount back when we, I don't know if you can see those which name I can't remember, but when we hammer this down it goes just a bit back. But not much. And the last one. Would you look at that? Would you look at that? Quite nice. Okay. Kinks. Is this kinks? Let's call them kinks. Okay. With the kinks, you want to first hammer the outer part down, and you can try to keep the shape, bend just use the force and try to keep it in shape and hammer this edge of the kink down, and then you can hammer the rest of it. These are so small that I don't know if it's visible from the camera. Like this. then the you can actually make this shape by making those kinks with some kinking tool like this one. Allowing using some force to bend it and then just make the kinks bend quite rapidly. Then just hammer those kinks down. Maybe with the steel it's yes, with steel it's much easier to do that way, but aluminum, I like to make aluminum this way. Yep, now it's time to get it. Actually went a bit back, but it's okay, we just use the force. Okay, here is the amount, how much it's this with just this little bend, it shifted how much over 8 millimeters. Imagine if you weld it first and then try to bend it, it's not going to happen. Or of course it's going to bend, but it's going to kink the inside. Yes. Okay, now just clean these edges a bit, and then it's the most difficult phase for me, welding it together. I have this Chinese multi-machine and it's a bit nightmare sometimes, but I'm going to try. This is 120 grit. Here, if you have enough material, you can grind it very smooth. And then if you are good welder, you can make these so nice. But now time is running out. I have so much to do with the bike, or the bikes. Maybe 3 race bikes and at least 1 road bike. They say this is the most important step when welding aluminum. Filthy. So filthy. Even filthier. Okay, let's start to put this together. This bolt seems to be, at this point, it seems to be good idea. Almost, I want to tack it right away. Both sides are fitting nicely. Very nice. I'm surprised myself. What the hell? Okay, maybe. I start here, even those are going to smoke a bit. Hopefully I get it tacked from here. Nasty. Here's the welder. This is really something. It has been. I bought it almost 20 years ago when I was young and naive. I bought it from eBay and it came from USA. I think this brand is still alive. It was broken when it was new, and since it has broken at least 3 times, short circuiting MOSFETs and blowing capacitors and so on. It really makes you respect the electricity and I'm always afraid to touch it. But let's try again. And when welding the thin aluminum, by some manual, the arc force should affect only the MMA side, but it's affecting a lot to the TIG side as well. So for the thin aluminum, this needs to be very low, and for some reason it seems to affect the high frequency igniter too. So this is very hard to get ignited with thin aluminum. Yep, but let's try. Let's try again. Also my helmet is it's a bit too dark. It's a bit difficult to see. But I think it's going to be okay. At least I have decent gloves. What is this? Like the welder. Not for heavy welder, I think. It means. These are a little bit small, but maybe they are stretching as well. I think this is not going to work very well. To help ignite the arc, I feel it might work a bit better if I scratch this surface and then start. First beat. Okay, that went actually quite well. Next, maybe here. If I open it just a little bit. Come on, like this. But now very gently. Very gently. There. Good enough. It's a bit hot. Hot stuff. I try to squeeze this cap a bit. Maybe a little bit more. Great. Now it would be best to tag this, but this machine is so hard to get going that maybe I just start here and weld on. Weld on. Not too bad for me, at least. See, I'm not really a welder. Not really a welder. This is going on nicely. Have to be careful with these clamps. They easily put dents in the aluminum. I have trying to practice this thing what the pros do, but it's quite difficult during welding. It's easy here now, but when the arc is on, it's for some reason it's much more difficult. Almost burned a huge hole there, but but I managed to save it. Actually, now I managed to do this also. Yes. Ooh, hot, hot, hot. By the way, have you had experiences with these machines? Good or bad? Tell me below. There it is. Needs some cleaning. The burnt wood left some stuff behind. So, here they are. What do you think of my beams? Did it look like an easy job? To me, it wasn't too bad.